to Abnormal Truth, everyone. Thanks for clicking in. This is part 2 to the JFK Mandela effect video, and it's mostly going to pertain to the conspiracy that Jackie Kennedy shot JFK. And this is like one of the biggest conspiracies I've ever heard of, as far as at least like the headline. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go over and over and over on the clip and actually show you what they're talking about when they say it looks like Jackie shot JFK in that video. So, and I can tell you that once you watch this with me, you'll never watch that video again without really paying attention to that and only looking at that pretty much. It's that kind of... it's that kind of abnormal. And so this is, of course, for you guys that haven't heard about this before. And that's another strange thing. This has come out since at least 2010, and I haven't heard of it. Could it have been under my radar? Yes. But I can tell you, if I saw this headline right here anywhere, I would click on the link and read about it or watch the video. And anyway, this website is saying that they've been saying it since 2010, so it's at least been out there for 6 years, and I'm just now running into it. And so, and there's been some work done on it. Some people say she was a CIA agent, so that's evidently a conspiracy theory that's been going around, and it may be tied to the Mandela effect of the new 6-person in the car reality. It could be tied in that way. So I also wanted to do a correction from the first part. I was talking about the second windshield being bulletproof. It is not a bulletproof structure. It is just like a frame to fit the convertible top on. When they put that back on, it's a frame that holds that convertible top back on. But I was just really mad at the window for even being there, because it used to not be, and I was kind of picking on it. But somebody brought that to my attention in the comments, and I just wanted to make that correction. So let's get to the goodies here. Let's watch this video without me pausing it or anything. We're going to play this over and over and over again so you can get a good look at it. It is a very short clip. Alright, that's what we got. Alright, so of course, this is kind of twofold now. This car is now a stretch limo. There's 2 extra people in the middle, and it has a second windshield. But this other thing is so weird that it almost trumps that, if you can believe that. Alright, so I guess I should have done a better job at pointing out. Okay, he is fine here. You'll see him waving at the crowd. And then you'll see a sign right here covering your view of him. When you see JFK re-enter into the picture again, you will see that something's wrong with him right after that. So he's fine here. See that? Alright. That's pretty sure that's he got shot there by the sniper, okay? And that's the Texas governor at the time, and they're all looking around here. But what's weird is this whole gesture that he does is almost a Mandela effect for me. Alright, so see that, what he's doing there? It's like almost like when a baby has a stomach ache or something, and the baby starts putting his fist out in front of its mouth. He did that for a second, which I don't remember him doing that. I remember him grabbing his throat, and then in the same way he does here, he kind of slouches over. But here he's doing this weird mannerism with like a baby or something. And I'm assuming he got shot here, guys. Something is definitely wrong with him here. So to me, it looks like he got shot twice. And this is a good still frame here I got actually, because this is her making a tossing action with her arm right after he gets shot. And I'm going to show you all kinds of stuff, guys. This is going to take a minute. So his mannerisms were different than what I remember. Now, I don't really remember this part being in the video either. So I'm not, it's almost like in another reality, she did not kill Kennedy. And in this reality, she did, or these actions happened that made it look like she did, and therefore a conspiracy came out in like 2010. But this change didn't happen till this year or last year or sometime close. So therefore we were not aware of this conspiracy coming out back in 2010, but yet the evidence is still there of it being there. That is my little theory of what's going on here. That may, now you got to keep in mind, guys, this has only been in my head a couple of days. So I do still have some studying and researching to do on this. But I just had to show y'all this because the whole that time yesterday when I was editing the first part of this video, I wanted to talk about this. But I wanted to keep the first part on the topic of the car being having an extra row in the middle and the two people and the extra windshield. But this is, I kept wanting to mention this yesterday in the video, and I had to do a few edits of it because I needed to keep them separate. Alright, so now you get a little basic premise, right, of how she may have shot him. Let's look at it in detail. Now I'm pretty sure he gets shot here. He's fine. All of a sudden he is not acting right. That is not the mannerisms I remember him doing. Okay. Now she looks a little concerned there. I saw it in her face, but they're not freaking out. Now he gets shot again. They're all ducking and she's getting the hell out of the car. Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It doesn't make a lot of sense at all because you'd be a little safer in that car than totally exposed on the back of the car from the shooter. But anyway, who knows? Could have been acting, could have just been her reacting in a crisis situation. Alright, so let me point out some more things why this could actually be the case. Alright, something's happening here. Something's definitely wrong. Okay, right here she pats his arm. And to me that's weird. Maybe she just realized something was wrong, didn't see any bullets or anything, any blood, or was just patting him, but that's kind of weird that she would pat him. And they're not freaking out here at all, okay? And it's evident that something's wrong with him, so to me, he has been shot at this point. Okay, I'm just using common sense. I looked it up, and the common consensus is there are probably two gunmen, okay? So, and it looks like on this video he got shot twice to me. Alright. So to me at this point he is already shot. Now let me tell you in detail what she is supposed to be doing here if this conspiracy theory is true. This is her right arm and this is her left arm. She may be holding a gun if this whole thing is true. She's holding a gun down here and shooting, aiming it at his face. Okay? And once you see him get hit in the face, you see all that red matter, his head goes back. And that's been a fact forever because I remember some old conspiracy theories asking the question, well, if he got shot from the second time from behind, how come his head didn't go forward? Instead, it goes back. So Let me see if I can get a loop here. All right. See his head going back? Definitely going back. Just like he got shot from that angle, guys. I mean, common sense, use your eyes, that's what it is. If he got shot from behind, then his head would have went forward. And also, that brain matter and stuff would have been going in a different direction. You notice that stuff's going kind of up in this way. Some of it's going out this way too. He is not being shot from behind here, guys. If he was being shot from in front of him, that wouldn't have made any sense too. It only could have come from her or on this side of the car going, from the other side of the street maybe. But, the investigation they did on this, what was it called? The Warren Commission. The Warren Commission on this did a very terrible job, and everything was kind of covered up. So, I mean, it's a very confusing conspiracy. So let's forget all that garbage and just look and see what we can look and tell and discern from our own eyes. Okay? And that is horrible. You can't get the details on his face, but if she did that, that is a horrible thing to do to another human being. And if she actually did that, she's hardcore CIA or MK Ultra or something. She wasn't just threatened to do this. That if she did that, that is the most ballsy thing I've ever heard of anybody ever do. Under a microscope under the country, you know what I mean? Television, video cameras. I'm not even sure if television was there, were they? I don't think they were. There was just cameras. But yeah, that's crazy. So I've got a few other things to say about it, so let's get going. And again, he's fine here. He's waving right after he passes this sign. Something is wrong with him. He definitely got shot. He didn't just have a gas pain there. Now, it's interesting to note that they are not all freaked out at this point. Maybe they're just in shock. But, you know. Alright, let me explain. I just see all kinds of stuff going on here. Now, look. She is looking at him, and he is looking at her, and they may even be exchanging words. As soon as he starts turning his head around, which is also strange. If the president just got shot, I mean, they just are not acting the way I would think. But anyway, as soon as he turns his head, she starts looking down at the president and maybe getting a gun ready down here. Watch this. See? He turns his head and then she shoots him, and then she makes that tossing motion with her hand. See that? Toss. And it's just enough time to switch the gun from her, what is that, I guess her left hand to her right hand. Okay. That's her hand tossing. Now, I don't know if that's the object or what. I haven't actually been able to see an object leave her hand. But she makes a real quick tossing motion with her hand, which is even more suspicious. And the more times you look at this, guys, the more times it looks like her actions are practiced and rehearsed and intentional. See, she's patting him. Now, he just got shot and she's just patting him. So that bothers me for some reason. I keep mentioning that. And they're acting a little bit concerned here, And, I mean, she's still looking down. His head immediately goes back. If your face is that close to your spouse's face, which explodes, I would have done a backflip out of this car, but she doesn't move like that. This is intentional because I think she threw something. And again, guys, I can't tell you if she has really done this or not. I can just say that it looks in the video, it's fascinating, just the fact that it looks so much like she did it. And this is one of those things where it's so unthinkable that nobody would even hardly look at the fact that she might have shot him. See, she pats him on the arm. It's okay, honey, you got shot. It's okay, I'm fixing to finish the job. And there you go, sweetie. I finished it for you. You okay now? I mean, was it like that? I hope it didn't go down like that. But on that second shot, the Texas governor and his wife sure did kind of get down in the seat after that. And just going to watch this one more time because I think you guys have it. Again, weird mannerism right there. I don't remember seeing that. She immediately touches him and pats him. She says something to the Texas governor. I think that was Conley. And his wife's in the other seat. I actually saw a interview with her talking about that day and how that she had flowers with her and everything was going good, and Dallas was accepting the president really well, and so I know it happened. There's history of this. I've even heard the Texas governor's wife, Nellie or something like that, I'm not good with names, she was describing her whole day of this event. And I just I want to know what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think? The more I watch this thing, the more it seems like she is doing an intentional maneuver here and was trained on how to do this, if she did it. And you know what? I've just decided after the 100th time I've seen that hand movement, that is not a natural hand movement to make. And is the arm movement to make when you're tossing something really quick and you don't want anybody to notice. Did y'all see that? I mean, it is. And also, all that brain matter and stuff, that is all congruent with a gun being down here pointed toward his face. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. That's just a lot of visual evidence. And I'm not sure if all that was there before. Or maybe it was just so unthinkable that she would do something like that that it just wouldn't even register in your mind. But I'm telling you, after somebody shows you this, you cannot help but think it looks that way. And you know what? Under all the investigations and stuff, it really does sound like there were two gunmen. And so the first one came from Oswald. If he was the one that actually did it, he was probably just a patsy. Shot him. I read somewhere that Oswald fired 3 shots. So, I mean, I don't know. And like I'm saying again, I don't know if she actually did this. It's just that the video now, it looks like she did. And it's the only thing that makes sense now. So I'm telling you, the more you watch this video, the more it sets in and sinks in. Boom, right there. Hand toss. Just a second after she shoots him. And her arm even disappears where she could have used, you know what I mean? Her arm was kind of like that the whole time. Well, her arm goes in because that other hand's passing that hand the gun, and then she tosses it. That's insane. This is just incredible. Tossed it and then placed her hand on the back of her husband's neck real quick. This is an intentional maneuver. All right, that is the second when he gets. Now this right here would kind of look like it could come from behind, except you got to logically think, why did his head go back? And then this stuff wouldn't be in the area. That is probably the vapor from the gun smoke. The vapor only comes from out of the barrel, not where the bullet lands. All this stuff is, uh, matter. I'm going to call it so I won't be gross. But this is the white vapor smoke. Now, if you're getting shot from a sniper, if there's any vapor, it'd be up there in the building. But her gun is right here. If this is correct, that's the white vapor. This is his face exploding. Okay. Now, this is where she's probably switching the gun and hands. Now, what is that I just caught? That's her hand. But that's when she was tossing. Okay, that was just her hand. I thought it might show an object. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think on this matter. Very, very strange. The whole thing, part 1 and part 2 of this, is very strange. And let me know what you guys think about it. And I will see you next time.